So I have these two journals, and I'm gonna do a flip through for you, and if you like them, then you can purchase them on Bradsboots at eBay. So let's go through what we have here. We have the pink one. We'll do this first. This one's fatter. This was inspired by the class online that I took, Amity Bloom, her Artist in Bloom class. I did it my way, so it's not exactly like hers, which who wants that anyways, right? So I'm going to use this to show you where you can tuck things. I'll show you my side and my back. And look how all these things are sticking out. That's the whole idea, to make it really interesting. So the cover is always smaller because we have little surprises. So let's see if we can get into these surprises. Hello, so today I'm going to be going over my journals, and I'm starting with my pink one that I call Alexis. Wink, wink. Okay, so what we're doing is we're looking at a journal that was inspired by Amity Bloom. After I did her class, this is what I came up with. So we're starting here with some ledger paper that I have. So this is a little preview that's probably going to serve best flower better than this picture, but I wanted something to go in there. And this photo is from an antique shop, and it doesn't really go in the little peekaboo pocket here, but I wanted to put something in there, and I currently do not have any pressed flowers, which I think would be the best option for that, or a secret note. On this side, I have a flip, and this flip is a little mini journal that's hidden inside of the flip. So I just put a bunch of pages in here for lots of space for you to do your secret journaling behind this flip. So there's quite a few pages all throughout this journal where, oh, there's Bradsboots. Bradsboots is always in all of my journals. So I have little pockets, and I tried to make it as interactive and fun as I could. I have a little pocket over here that I wasn't really sure what to put in there, so I have this really pretty fabric, and I just put it in there for a little pop of color. There's book pages and dyeing, all kinds of dyeing. Tea dyeing, avocado dyeing. I even have some other kind of dyeing that I don't even know what I did. So I hope you enjoy that. I also used my sewing machine to put this together and used glue. I didn't do the traditional waxed thread, but it's pretty fun, and it's got some interesting things like this little doily here. Oh, it's a little loosey-goosey. That's what I'm showing you now. It's a little loosey-goosey. I'm doing a voiceover because I'm having a little trouble with my editing skills today, but bear with me. We have some nice embossed paper throughout too in this journal. Also, the doilies. This doily I found, it's got a little red and a little pink on it, and I had purchased a whole pile of doilies and linens, and I washed them 3 times in my washing machine just to make sure they were nice and clean, and then I air dried them. I've done some embossing, I've done some modeling paste, and this is a fabric page that I thought would be nice to do some slow stitching, but I don't know how to slow stitch. Well, maybe I do, but I don't feel like I do it good enough yet. I didn't want to put it in a journal that I want to sell. So that's, oh, here's some more embossed. This is a beautiful rose embossing folder that I have. And this is a little snippet of a map that's really old. I'm not sure if it's from the 60s or the 70s, but it's got a little bit of Connecticut on it and a little bit of Rhode Island on it, which is where I'm from. So I found that when I was going through my things, and I had to put it in. I've used various stamps that I have. I'm trying to use what I have in my house, in my craft room, and I did, though, splurge recently. eBay, I won this bid for these embossing folders, these Anna Griffin embossing folders. I was really happy about that. They came from Georgia, so that was really, really nice. Now this photo, I think that this photo is from Ruby and Pearl XO. I don't think I had it in my stash, although it looks like I did, but I don't think I did. I think I copied it on some paper that was thick, but so I just loved that picture anyway, so I thought it would be cute in this little pocket, this little wallpaper pocket, which is also a digital. So little pockets here and there that you can put things in, and I'm just going to demonstrate a little bit here with that. Where there's a pocket or a little tuck spot, I'll demonstrate with that little paper there. Yeah, I did a lot of put a lot of embossed things in here. And this is a page from my Etsy shop. I have like a very little tiny Etsy shop, Joanne's Junk Journal Life. It's very little. And I have a couple of digitals in there that are really cheap. And that's one of them. And you'll see the other half of that. This, I decided to use a collage piece. I believe this is a Ruby and Pearl collage piece. And I just distressed it a bit, and then this bottom, this is one of those linens that I purchased recently, and then I found this tape, measuring tape, so I sewed it on with a little decorative stitch, and I almost kept it for myself because I really loved it, but I thought it needed to be shared. It's got to be really old. I mean, I don't see them like that anymore. So that's in there, and I made that peek out at the bottom. And this embossed flip out, the tape doesn't want to seem to hold, even though I've glued it. It's given me a little bit of a time there. I put that on there to flip out and make that a little interesting spot in that gold. I thought that would be really nice in there. This is a Rip Van Winkle book page, and here you have lots of different colored pages so you can do journaling. And there's the other, this is my try at with an ink pen. I drew that. And then on the left, you'll see that's the digital that I have in my Etsy shop, which actually is the one and only picture of me as a baby. I don't have any pictures. I have so many pictures of my kids that I don't even know what to do with them. I have tons of pictures of my kids, but there's no pictures of me and my brothers. So the glue just wants to just stick to everything sometimes, doesn't it? Now, I have this little birdie stamp, and this little birdie visited this book. Here's some aged ephemera in there for that page. And a few digitals in that really pretty fabric. And my embossed folders, I made these this morning. These were in my win from eBay. And it doesn't look like you can see them really good on the screen from what I can see, but I couldn't zoom in with my camera for, I think it's because I had it faced the wrong way. I don't know. Sorry about that. And some of the strings I kept long, and I wanted to keep more of them long, but they just seemed to have gotten in my way, and I had to just cut them. I, took out my stamps and played around with different colors and different stamps just to not over decorate the pages, but put something on them so that it wouldn't just be pages. Now here's the other half of that envelope, not envelope, the other half of that fabric that you can do whatever you want with it. Here I have some paper that is just glued down from a paper bag that my friend Suzanne T sent me. A pile of things, and I do go through them and utilize them. This linen piece, I almost did not want to cut it. I mean, you have to, right? You have to, but it's just so pretty, but it was a little big, and I didn't want to cut it all the way off. I liked that little piece up in the corner, so I kind of made an accordion out of it and put a little pin there. And then over to the left, I've got the piano paper pocket, and I just made a couple of tags just to pop in there, and you can write in and out and everywhere on there. And underneath here, I just wrote, "You are my hiding place," under there. And I gessoed that, so I'm hoping that it will work for writing. And here I've colored in a little girl's face because I like to add different colored skin when I have the opportunity, and I have a little boy and a little girl reading, and I thought it would be interesting to have two different colors. Embossed paper with sewing, and some the back of this book, the side of this book, the edge of this book. It is a little crooked. When I sewed it through the sewing machine, I made that last page just a little crooked on that, but I think it's perfectly imperfect. That's what, for me, junk journaling is all about. You don't have to stress. I mean, I don't want a big mess, but I don't have to stress that I'm making something really perfect, because you have to do that in your professional life. Why do it in your life when you're having fun? This book I'm showing you, I was at a retreat with Casey Turner at Express Your Arty Soul, and this was one of the giveaways that we all had different books given to us, and I found that page and I put that on my back cover, and I really love that book. It's from 1925, and it's interesting to see, talk about irons. I mean, it's funny because my daughter, she's 23 and she doesn't know how to use an iron. I tell her, go down there and iron your pants for work. And what she does is throws them in the dryer instead. She learned that trick from me, but I mean, she didn't learn the ironing from me. I like to iron. I'm not sure. So this is, again, a loosey-goosey. It's not going to break. It's just a very loose feeling book. So I really think you will like that, and you can purchase that at Bradsboots at eBay. So I'm sure you have seen that running along the bottom of the screen. Now, this second book, I like to call this book Daisy, Wink Wink. Okay, so this book is great for a left-handed person. Well, it flips to the right. You open it from the left. I have a lot of different daisy fabrics throughout here, and this is a flip, this Circle of Love doily. Now, when you open this, you'll get another little pocket to put pressed flowers. If I had daisy flowers, I would put one in there. You know, put it whatever you want in there, and then you have another place to journal. You have all these little pages that you can have a little journal within your big journal. I have these beautiful stamps. Oh, there's Brad's boots. Beautiful stamps, and I was sifting through them, and they just managed to get all in my journals, and I love it. I hope that you do too. Oh, by the way, hit the notification bell if you want to see more journals. And it also encourages me to make more videos, honestly. Okay, so, and a thumbs up does too. Just saying. Okay, pocket here. Flip it. Now, it's not a real accordion because it doesn't come all the way out, but it kind of flips back and forth and makes it fun to go through. There's a little belly band there. You can put your things in there. Receipts from things. I save receipts sometimes. Tickets, receipts from things. And I look at them and it brings me back in time to that particular day. And that's something I'm sure that other people do too. Now, I used my sewing machine to make these marks without thread. See, all on the edges here, you'll see all different kinds of stitches, but there's no thread, and it's on purpose. I kind of stumbled on that by accident. I found the birdie stamp again. These marks on these pages look like the birdie has been walking all throughout this journal. So I found that an interesting thought to hold on to while I was flipping through this journal myself. And maybe it's something you'll think of too if you purchase the journal. There's the birdie again. Or is that Mr. or is that Mrs.? Now this just seemed too cute to not do something with it, and I didn't want to staple it. I figured I would just paper clip these pages together, and again, more journaling spots, right? And the I think that's a 1971 music sheet, has a pocket place, and you can put a little paper clip on the side here if you want to close it up. I found some pretty little daisy washi tape that I've sprinkled throughout this journal too. And this magazine that I have is just so appropriate for this journal. I thought it was very, very sweet. This would be a great journal for a teacher. So we have some more stamps, and I wasn't sure if I, really liked this, but I think maybe they kind of bounce off each other, the black and the white and the... Okay, so here we have some little collages of fabric. I really wanted to use this fabric because of the tones that it had. And then I wanted to use the stripes, so I thought all of those together worked together. I guess I flipped through that really fast. Over here I have another pocket, and I have lost and found this roll of daisies a couple of times. I finally found them, and this page that I'm using, this little paper that I'm using to tuck, I'm thinking that it belongs and it should live in that little pocket. So that's where I'm going to put that. Okay. So I think this is a good place for this to live, right? Yeah, it is. There you go. So this is what we have here. so many places to journal, right? And yet there's things that I've put in here that make it interactive. There's another spot right there to tuck things. So, and this page I thought was the sweetest thing. I'm gonna just zoom in for a second. It was a poem, but I didn't have a place to put the poem. So there's the back, and just like the other one, it's little, well, this is more of an accordion, I guess, by the time I get done with it, but it has the same kind of principle where these sections are put in with these things that make your journal a little wiggly. And I was inspired by Amity Bloom class, but I didn't do it the same way as she did hers, because we're all different, and we just all have ideas, and we kind of do what we want to do, or our brain tells us to do when we start creating, I think. At least that's what happens to me. So if you enjoyed this journal, I thank you for thumbs up, and consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.